Greetings, everyone. Well, it's Monday night, 6 o'clock. It's your favorite guy, Adam Ortega, and I'm here for this week's show. So, tonight, I really want to take a step back for a second, and I really want to ask a very somber question. In fact, this is the question that if you've been listening for the past couple weeks and you've been, taking in everything that I've had to say, this is the question that I really need you to start asking yourself. What's going to happen if you don't provide protection for your family? That really is a thought that I want all of us to take the time to ponder. If you're not sure what would happen or you don't know, let me assure you the answer is nothing good. Quite honestly, nothing good will happen if we don't take the time to provide protection for our families, right? That's why we need to take action today to provide for them. That's right. I mean, today. Today is the day to take action. Now, look, we've all had some time to think about it. You know that you need to do it. So today is the day to take action and get to the business of providing protection for your family during life's journey. Now, we know that we have the tools to get the job done. So now we just need to get about doing the work to get it going, to get this process started. Now, over the past few weeks, we've looked at all sorts of ways that we can prepare our families for our passing. We've discussed how to preserve the precious memories, right? Remember, we talked about the photo albums and the email accounts and the journals, making sure that we store up those precious memories to last. We've discussed leaving them a legacy. We know that we want to make sure that we leave them the absolute best of us. So now, as grandparents, a big part of making sure that we leave only the best of us is to make sure that we are providing the protection our families need, even when we're not there. Look, it's sad, but it's almost a daily occurrence that I go on Facebook and I see someone posting a GoFundMe to help cover the costs associated, with a loved one of theirs passing. Sometimes I see them posting to help cover the cost of the funeral. Other times, I see them posting, they're looking for, they've got a serious financial need for the family now that this person's passed. The family's in dire straits and they need help. Now, look, let me tell you, either way, this is happening because there was not a plan in place to provide the protection the family desperately needed at that time. Now, look, I'm here to make sure that this is not your family. Together we can make sure that your family will have the protection they need in place when the time comes. Look, I know this. We hate thinking about it. Death, it's never an easy subject to discuss, much less think about. I get that. But as responsible elders, we have got to have a plan in place to protect our families when the time comes. Facts don't lie. We are all going to pass away one day, whether we like it or not. We've got to be prepared, even more so now. The cost of everything we buy is going up every day, it seems. This hits us all directly in the pocketbook. I don't know anyone whose wallet or purse isn't feeling it. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So let's stop and think about this. If costs are high now and we're feeling it already, how much more is it going to be in the future? More importantly, how hard is it going to be for your family if you pass away without a plan in place to protect them? What if they suddenly had to find thousands or tens of thousands of dollars all at once due to your passing? What would that be like for them? And honestly, tell me this honestly, tell yourself this honestly. Would they be okay? That's why it's so important that we plan ahead and we put these protections in place for them. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Most of us are to a point we're going to have to make some tough decisions about our budgets. Money is getting tight. No, I know that. That's why we got to talk about this now. That's why we got to get prepared for our families. Let me just ask you this question. If you're already having to adjust your budget for inflation, if you're already tightening things up, if you're already feeling the pinch, how much worse would it be for your family if suddenly they needed thousands of dollars, or like I said, tens of thousands of dollars to cover your passing? I mean, don't you owe it to them to be prepared and to have a plan in place so that they're not going to be faced with the financial consequences related to your passing? Now, the truth is, being prepared, it may result in having to make some sacrifices in our lives. But the question is, isn't leaving your family in a better place worth the sacrifice? Now, I am certainly not suggesting that you give up the necessities of life. I mean, that would be absolutely foolish. But what I am saying is, that in this economy, in order to prepare to protect our family, we might have to give up some of the extras we've come to enjoy. Maybe in order to prepare, we don't go out to eat as often or order as much takeout. Maybe the DoorDash driver doesn't know us as well as they once did. Maybe we need to end up canceling one of our streaming services, right? Maybe we don't have Hulu anymore, or Netflix, or HBO, or Showtime, or maybe we got to give one of those up to store up some money to help do this. I've actually had one person do this. Pack a day smoker found a way to reduce themselves to half a pack a day. That freed up some serious money every week for them to be able to use to apply towards their protection plan so that they could get protection in place for their families. Isn't giving some of this up worth it in order to protect your family? I'll tell you this, right now, the average cost for a cremation, it's about $5,000, give or take. I know some states are different, but on the average, $5,000 for a cremation. Now, that's the cremation itself, that's the urn, the things associated with it, okay? Around $5,000. A basic funeral's running around $10,000 and going much higher as we speak. And that's just for the service. You know, what if when you pass, your family needs to travel to come to town? What about lost wages at work for them? They're going to have to take some time off, right? What about the costs associated with settling your affairs? These are all real world needs that we have got to have a plan in place to deal with when the time comes. And again, the question I've asked is this: what happens if you don't provide this protection for your family? Now, look, I'm just going to tell you the truth. As someone who deals with this day in and day out and who talks with families, the truth is very simple. The cost of your passing, the cost of my passing, it's going to fall on someone. Wouldn't you rather that cost fell on you right now rather than your kids at a later date? Wouldn't you like to be their guardian one last time? Now, maybe you've been listening, but you keep thinking to yourself, I'd never qualify for these, or it's just too expensive. I could never afford that. Well, my friends, let me just tell you this. That kind of stinking thinking, that is not going to help your family at all. Look, I don't care what you've read on the internet. Uh, I don't care about who you've talked to in the past, the guy that called you on the phone and said this, and this. None of that matters. If you haven't talking to me, I'm telling you, you're missing out. So let me assure you, I am here to help. Now, if you've been listening and you've come to the point where you recognize that today is the day to take action, then just comment below. Comment today. Just put today in the comment section. I will reach out to you. Or send me a message. Either way, I will reach out to you. And together, we can get a plan in place and get it ready to go. Today is the day. Today is the day to get the protection that your family needs. Let's not put it off any longer. You've got questions. I've got answers. Together, let's get this done for your family. Okay, my friends, may God bless you and yours all this week and in all the weeks to come. I look forward to chatting with you all as the week goes on. God bless you. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you again.